We have an event coming up here called Hooked to Hops, right?
Yeah, well, actually, this is going to be year 5
Wow,
we're running Hook to Hops up at the gym in Sandy Hook. It's a fundraising competition where we partner with Two Roads Brewery, which is down in Stratford, and we try to raise as much money as possible for this foundation we picked called Catch a Lift Fund.
You're listening to the Hustle Hard Project podcast. My name's Austin Montero, and my mission is to help fuel a generation and do that the right way. And part of that mission involves sitting down with health and wellness entrepreneurs to engage in conversation about their stories, service, the lessons they've learned along the way, and how they make an impact and create awareness in our community. All right, guys, welcome back. Hustle Hard Project podcast, episode 6. We're here with Ryan Berger from CrossFit Hooked.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Great. I've known Ryan for quite some time. Through the CrossFit days, through the fitness days. He's been at it for a while. They have
competing down at the old Danbury spot.
Yeah, they have a great gym up there in Sandy Hook, Connecticut. Well, with that being said, they have an event coming up here called Hooked to Hops, right? If you want to maybe start off talking about that. I know you guys have been done it for a few years now.
Yeah, well, actually, this is going to be year 5 we're running Hook to Hops up at the gym in Sandy Hook. It's a fundraising competition where we partner with Two Roads Brewery, which is down in Stratford. And we try to raise as much money as possible for this foundation we picked called Catch a Lift Fund, which is actually based out of Norwalk, I believe. I think they have a main office in Norwalk and then down in Maryland. But so basically what that foundation does is it raises money and donates money to veterans of Iraqi and foreign war, Afghanistan as well, and gives them money to be able to go to the gym or do rock climbing or CrossFit or whatever they want to do. So last year we raised over $6,000.
Okay.
And so hopefully this year we're hoping to break that. So check it out online. There's a Facebook event page for it, Hook to Hops. You can check us out on Instagram at CrossFit Hooked. And if you have any questions, just let me know. It'd be great to have some teams signed up. I know we got a couple teams from the area coming, a bunch from all over the state. So it'll be a good time.
Is it teams of 2 or 4?
That's a good question. Teams of 4, 2 males and 2 females. And the date is going to be September 14th,
right?
And it's all day. You guys will be there.
We'll be there
some
too.
Smoothies.
We'll be selling some smoothies and whatever else we have going on. So definitely come on by and check it out. Even if you're not competing, just come on by and check it out. Have a great time.
Yeah, definitely.
With that being said, your story. I know you started coaching at Hooked and then bought the gym outright.
Yep.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Just kind of give us a quick little description of, because that's kind of a different.
Yeah, it was a little different way to do it.
it.
So I kind of fell in love with CrossFit when I first found it. I was coaching part-time at just doing some private training, some one-on-one, personal training, kind of like how we all started. And as I fell more in love with CrossFit, I was like, oh, maybe I can be a CrossFit coach and work part-time or coach, sports part-time and stuff like that. And as I got more involved at CrossFit Hooked, I started there as like an intern. I was coaching one day a week, driving down from Farmington, which is like a 45-minute commute. And it was awful. And then I started coaching a little bit more. And as the gym started to grow, the owners that had started Hooked kind of started to move their separate directions because of work or traveling or whatever it was. So they approached me with the option to buy the gym outright from them, which it was a little bit early in like my business plan, but it ended up working out perfectly. And I'm coming up on 4 years at the helm of Hooked now. So it's been great. It's been really good.
You guys have made I've actually never been there. I've driven by, but I have to come. But from seeing everything online, it made a lot of awesome changes.
It's been good.
It looks like you keep adding things. But I love to see, in any business, especially gym, always adding equipment, putting the money back in. I think the members are really.
That's the main goal, is to keep the members happy and just obviously keep the gym growing and kind of keep it in that Newtown, Sandy Hook area. So it's been really good. We've had a good year this year, so hopefully Hook to Hops will be good again this year and just keep going.
We're looking forward to it. So that being said, the community piece of CrossFit obviously is probably the best part. What do you guys do there? Or what do you think about community in CrossFit? How do you guys grow it? And if I was to maybe want to join your gym, what do you think? What's your gym vibe and atmosphere and your whole philosophy on the community side of it?
We are based heavily around our community, our family kind of style community. We have lots of moms and dads and teens and kids. We have grandpas and grandmas that are all part of I call it the Hooked family. We kind of have grown just from friends telling friends or families telling families like, hey, this is the place that we work out. We absolutely love it. You should come and try it out. And that's our kind of view on community. We're not going to be sending teams to the CrossFit Games, or we're not going to, turn anybody away. If you've never done CrossFit before, or if you're an elite CrossFit athlete and you want to come check us out, feel free to drop in for a class or take a free trial class and let us know what you think. Like I always say, I relate the CrossFit gym community or the difference in CrossFit gyms to like how you would like dive bars or like different types of bars. Like they're all offering the same product, they're all offering drinks, but each has its own vibe, each has its own clientele,
totally.
Each has its own, like, you're going to go to this one and I'm going to go to this one for a specific reason. That
it's true.
That's why it's I always say just come try it out, because you might like it, you might not. So
where do you think I've always thought the same way. Where do you think that comes from? Because each gym does have a very different vibe.
Yeah.
Some are similar.
Sure.
But I don't know if it's the area or the.
Yeah, it's a good question.
I think from the top, the ownership or the coaches. I don't. It's an interesting.
Way to look at it.
Way to look at it. An interesting thing that kind of just happens.
It is true. Yeah. I think it comes a little bit from like the area that you're in, like the community that you're in, like. I think of like other gyms that I know the owners of where they're in a different area and maybe their crowd is a little bit younger or a little bit older if you're in more of a retirement setting or urban setting. And I think obviously part of it has to do with how involved the owner of the gym is.
Right,
like if they're 100%. Involved and they're there all the time and they're kind of growing those relationships with the coaching staff and the athletes, but also himself and the athletes or herself and the athletes. I think that's where you're going to really get that community and get that kind of vibe that some gyms have and some gyms don't, or different feels of those vibes.
I agree totally. You got to be all in. Like any business. And that's what we're trying to preach here with this Hustle Hard project. Is just it's just fitness. It's whatever you're in. It's just being all in.
Yeah.
And then being present and just
committing to kind of
what you're doing.
That hustle,
Exactly,
one of our hashtags is Hooked Hustle.
I was going to bring it up. Yeah, I love that. I saw the T-shirt,
which just works for us. Like even if you're having a rough day, you're gonna spend an hour at the gym, and I want you to hustle your ass off. I want you to get there and don't think about the stress you got, your kids, whatever work, whatever it is, school, and just spend an hour hustling and busting your butt, and you're gonna see the benefit of that in all facets of life, 100%. Not just the fitness facet. It's going to make you feel better because you're going to be less stressed or something like that.
It's great, and that's kind of like where CrossFit is going. It's more the health approach, which I think is good. I wish maybe happened a few years earlier, and I wish they didn't totally change everything how they did. But that's another story, But I love the health piece, and like you just said, with coming and working out, it's not just about looking better, which is great. It's about you feel better mentally. I know I work out purely. It's a mental thing. It's like stress relief, and it just helps you like get through your day in a better way. And it's escape for the hour, but in a positive way. So what do you think about CrossFit's new direction? What do you think about that? Good, bad?
I think it'll be good once it's a little bit more explained or kind of developed. I think it's good that they're focusing on the health side of things and trying to get people out of this chronic disease or committed to medications and stuff like that, which I think is a big problem right now.
Huge
and I think that fitness can help with that. I don't, like you said, I don't necessarily agree with how much they change so fast, just because we've still had people coming off the street and say, I had one yesterday, I saw CrossFit on ESPN, I wanted to come try it out.
Right.
So it's like, again, I've already said we're not going to send any athletes to the games or to the regionals, any RIP regionals. But if someone recognizes CrossFit Games or CrossFit Instagram or something, which doesn't exist, and then they want to come to my gym, that's great. And then but if I still get that person that says, hey, my doctor said I should exercise, so I looked up and CrossFit says they've helped people cure or get rid of diabetes or get rid of chronic disease, and then I'm going to help that athlete or that person as well. So
I hope I hope that happens. That's going to take a while, I think. Just coming from some background in that medical area, it's like that's just the mindset from the doctor's standpoint. It's just not there yet.
They don't.
Well,
there's no money.
They
think they want the money.
They like exercise, but it's super moderate. It's, I think we come from. I like to stress the body. I think it's important. I think you have to do it in a positive way. Which CrossFit does. As long as you have good coaching.
I was about to say.
As long as you have good coaching.
Took the words out of my mouth.
And that's where I was just going. Like, what is your philosophy on coaching? Maybe any influences you have coaching, growing up, or even as an adult. And what do you kind of preach to your athletes and your clients?
Sure. So a lot of people, like I said, they might see CrossFit on YouTube or something and they think, it's just a bunch of go and super super intense stuff, which it is once you've got the requisite experience and requisite strength. The way I coach and I have my coaching staff kind of take care of our athletes is just form, function, technique first. Make sure you're doing everything right. We kind of are kind of ushering people into personal training first through, you know, like a three session personal training class first before they're really allowed to take any of our classes. And that's really helped our athletes get up to speed faster, because I always say CrossFit has a pretty steep learning curve. There's a lot of stuff to learn. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff to kind of get acclimated with, especially if you're just walking it off the street and you haven't done any of it in years or ever.
It's a lot.
And, you know, influences would be like, I really like you had said before, the way Marcus Philly uses kind of that functional bodybuilding type stuff. Yeah. There's a coach up in Providence, Adam Milano, who does kind of a lot of the OPEX type stuff, and even OPEX as well, where they kind of have it a little bit individualized first, and then as you get more acclimated with it, I still think the group model is great. I think it's motivating. I think it's
for sure. Yeah, it's definitely motivating.
Easy to maintain that with a large group, or if you have 2 coaches on. Yeah. It's just making sure that people aren't kind of overstepping their ability right away.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. And you kind of see that out there. That's a good answer. I like the Philly thing, and OPEX, you said.
Yeah.
I like what they do from the individualized standpoint. I've talked to the guys at Gold Coast a little bit.
Oh yeah, I forgot that they're down there.
Yeah, so you know, I like it. You know, it's hard. You see on Instagram, you know, some gyms posting videos and people are lifting. It doesn't look good.
Yeah,
you know, it's not.
I know
safe,
it's like cringy kind of. You know,
yeah,
like it kind of
hurts.
You
guys post good things, which I've noticed. You know, but you see a lot just like these 30 stories, and it's just like like I don't think it's appealing. I think we want to show movement correctly and safe, and it's health.
And the coach is actually kind of involved. You know, like what we've kind of moved towards this past maybe 4 to 6 months now is always having, even at our smaller classes, just because having 2 coaches on, even if it's 2 to 10, you're still getting, okay, so that's 5 athletes. It's essentially a small group training session. Right. They're going to get more out of it. The athlete's going to feel safer. The athlete's going to feel more supported instead of having 30 athletes to one coach or 20 athletes to one coach, where you're just essentially moving them around to make sure that they don't get hurt.
Hurting cattle,
and exactly. Yeah. Hurting cattle, and I think that's worked a lot with, again, keeping people safe and having people have more fun because they're getting a little bit more out of that coach.
So you always have 2 on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's, I know from the coaching background, that's the thing that eventually kind of got to me a bit. So you have huge classes, which is great. Yeah. But as one coach doing it,
you're not really making an impact.
You're not making an impact,
that athlete. You're just kind of like, all right, group, here we go. Let's not hurt ourselves.
Break your spine. Yeah. So I love the 2 coach thing. So that's a big plus if you're looking for a gym out there. I mean, not many gyms really do that. That I know of. So that's a great thing to definitely have. Let's go down the path of like a long-term vision for Hooked or for yourself in this industry. What do you? Do you have a long-term plan or any goals you'd like to achieve?
I just sat down with a buddy of mine, and we kind of talked a little bit about that. I don't have like a current exit strategy. Like I'm kind of the lack of a better way to put it, I put all my eggs kind of in the gym basket, and I'm gonna try to constantly evolve with whatever the fitness industry is evolving with. Like I said, the smaller group model or the PT first model, but I just want the gym to continue to be successful and to continue to supply people with a place that they want to go for an hour and get that stress relief. People are so stressed out and so overworked and stuff like that, and stretched so thin that I want it to be the best hour of your day, like Glassman used to say, or Pat Sherwood. The best hour of your day. Go there, turn your brain off for an hour, get told what to do by the coaching staff, have fun with your friends and your other classmates, and then, continue life after that hour. That's kind of my ultimate goal, and just to continue to do that. Hopefully in the next 3 or 4 years, we have to move to a bigger space because we have more athletes and we have, we have the opportunity to do that. But right now we're just kind of hunkered down in Sandy Hook and just trying to continue to supply those people with that spot.
Great. I think that's a great service for the community. And the party said of being all in. I feel the same way. I don't believe in. I made a post about this on Facebook that got a lot of heat. But exit strategy, I think if you're already thinking that. And I get the definition of it.
I actually read that whole post. I didn't comment, but I read the whole thing, and I was like,
I understand. I'm not, I understand.
Sure.
But I like the all in. I'm not thinking 5 years that I'm going to sell it or
exactly.
If I'm on a sell, I don't want to do it. I want to be passionate and serve your people, which is great. And CrossFit and fitness, any kind of fitness, it's a huge service. The
more that I've gotten involved with having the gym and getting more into trying to grow the gym and maybe being a little bit less of that head coach, I've found that I enjoy the coaching side of it way more. I love being a coach. I love being on the floor coaching.
Yeah.
You know, the business stuff is the business stuff, and that's kind of it's kind of a necessary evil of trying to grow the gym. But
it's a good way to put it, yeah.
I just want to be able to, at some point, flip it where somebody else does all that for me, and I just can be able to be on the floor coaching and kind of help people improve. That's what I really love, and it's that my true passion is just being on the floor coaching athletes.
It's great, and that's what you got to follow, and it's, again, it makes a huge difference in other people's lives. I mean, there's not many jobs like it. It's pretty unique. I think you get to see
I agree.
your clients almost every day, a lot of people every day. What other job or career?
Other than a teacher, which that's what I thought I was going to do when I was in college, was be a teacher, and then I kind of turned it around, and it's still teaching, just a different
teaching adults.
Area.
All right, last question.
Sure.
Since we're all about entrepreneurship, if you were to give advice to your younger self starting out, or to somebody else starting out in the fitness industry, 20 years old, 21 years old, what would you say?
Other than just to commit to it 100% and get through the bad times and the tough times and the long days, is delegate sooner than you think. Try to find another coach or another business helper or a mentor of some kind to help you, because I was stubborn for the first 2 years and I was like, I could do it all myself, and the gym was doing fine. It was because it was already built, it was already kind of there. I just had to keep the doors open and prevent it from burning down. But the more I was able to have other support systems with me and help me with the little things or even the big things, my fiance Alexa helps a ton with Hook to Hops. She does all the nuts and the bolts of it and stuff like that. And but having those other either business coaches or mentors or people that have made those mistakes so you don't have to make them,
very important.
is great, and it's helped a lot with being able to focus your energy on one or two things instead of 5 things, and you can do those 1 or 2 things way better than do 5 things kind of mediocrely. You know what I mean? So that would be my number 1 advice, and just make sure you're still having fun.
Exactly. No, that's perfect. I mean, you always think you can do it, especially I think as guys, we think we can do it all.
Exactly.
And with maturity, with experience, we learn that
you can't.
I can't.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you can, but it might not go as well as you want it to.
If you want to be all in and commit to excellence, it's great that it's great that you see that, and it's great advice. So if you are listening, I mean, any job, any career, ask for help, find a mentor. A good team is perfect.
That was huge for me.
All right, awesome. Any plugs? Again, where can we find you on Instagram?
So Instagram is just CrossFit Hooked. It's like hooked with a D, not ED. And then September 14th, if you are interested in competing, it's a super laid back competition. All right, 2 guys, 2 girls, 4-person team. There's going to be 3 guaranteed workouts. It's all to raise money for Catch a Lift. Look up Catch a Lift Fund. They're on Facebook and Instagram as well. If you can't compete but you want to donate money to them, please do so. Like I said, we're looking to try to break that goal of over $6,000 this year. So
Great. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
That
was
awesome. This was episode 6, Hustle Hard Project with Ryan Berger from CrossFit Hook. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Cheers.